Hey guys, it's Missy Lynn. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, thank you for stopping by, and I hope that you enjoyed today's content. You can always join the Missy Lynn family by clicking the subscribe button beneath this video at any point during the video, or if you come back for more videos. But in order to come back and to be notified that I uploaded more videos, you have to be subscribed, which is why you should hit that red subscribe button beneath the video. And to my OG subscribers, I missed y'all so much. Thank you for rocking with me. I'm so glad to be back making content for my loyal subscribers, those of you who stick and ride with me through everything. I do have an update chit chat, get ready with me video dropping in a few days, so you'll know exactly where I've been and why and things like that. But I don't mean to derail from the subject at hand. I'm just here wanting to share with you my first impressions of Rihanna's new Pro Filter concealers, guys. Like, I'm so excited to try these out. So if you want to see my first impression and see how everything goes, then keep on watching. Now listen, we all know that anytime Riri is involved with anything, I don't care if the girl is literally about to cross the street blind, I feel like everybody gonna be like, oh shit, that's cool. Like, well, okay, maybe not everybody and maybe not me, but you know, like, Rihanna's a trendsetter. She has been doing the damn thing with the Fenty beauty line. And I was just so excited about her new Pro Filter concealers that on January 11th, you know, I was like, okay, Ree, you're the only one that I messed with on that level for me to actually even think about going to the mall on launch day just to get some products. And the Fenty team actually reached out to me and told me that they would be sending me the PR package, but unfortunately, I didn't get it in time to have the video up before launch day. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going and I'm gonna buy the shades that I actually want to buy. And when they send the package, at least I'll have some extras or whatever, because I already know it's about to be bomb. I loved a lot of actually the products that came out. And so when the Pro concealers came out, I was like, you know what? I'm getting it. I don't care. So I went and I bought a few things from the Fenty line. Now, if you watched any of my videos that even pertain to Fenty Beauty, you know that my foundation shade was shade 370 or is 370. But whenever I went in the store, I realized that Fenty had actually released some additional shades in their foundation line. So I also picked up shade 385. And I know, you know, this video is more so about my first impressions with the concealers, but I just wanted to show you guys because I know a lot of times you guys kind of like use me as a reference when buying foundation. So I just wanted to show you how the colors, you know, basically swatch against my skin tone. That way you can kind of decipher. But I bought shade 385, and just in the bottle itself, you can tell that 370 is slightly more on the golden side. So I'm gonna show you guys the difference. So this is 370, this is 385, and on this side, just to show you guys really quickly, you can see that, you know, it's a little light, but it's blending into the skin. And then that's 370. And then on this side, 385. And honestly, I feel like I can rock either shade. I would probably rock this shade a little bit more in the wintertime, just for me, because I noticed that like I get lighter in the wintertime. And I've been using darker foundations. I don't have to bronze my skin as much because the foundation kind of adds that nice dimension around, you know, like once I highlight and things like that, I still have that bronzy look on the edges because the foundation is darker. So I just wanted to share that with you guys real quick. I picked up 385 in the foundation. And then for the Pro Filter concealers, I picked up shade 370, which is supposed to be really close to the shade in the foundation. I also picked up 360, which is obviously lighter. And then I also went darker for contour, and I picked up the shade 445. So I'm just gonna swatch these on my hand so you guys can see the difference in the shade range. And I'm sure, you know, you probably seen it if you watch someone who did a review around my skin tone, but if you have not, then your girl gonna hook you up, all right, with some shade references. This is shade 360. 370, which is slightly more golden. And I'm not gonna lie, just by me swiping this on my hand right now, I'm super excited to try it out because baby, this sliding on like butter. And then 445, I picked this up for contour. And it's a bit on the reddy side, but I actually like using tones that's more on the red side whenever I'm like going for like that bronzy look. So again, here are the swatches. This is 360, 370, and 445. Now, I only felt the need to pick up 3 shades. I may go back for shade 350 in case I want to do like a super bright under eye look one day. But for the most part, you know, I just felt like, okay, 360, that's going to be my highlight shade. 370, if I just want to kind of like spot correct here and there. If I just want to use it for like kind of on the go, kind of put it underneath my eyes to conceal my Gucci and my Louis, my under eye bags, then I have that. And then a darker shade to contour. Again, this is the Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Concealer. It's a long wear, light as air, crease proof, and it's a soft matte coverage for all skin types. Packaging is very similar to the foundation. I like the fact that Fenty, they keep their packaging very simple. It's on the simplistic side, very minimal. I like that. And I also like the frosted bottle. Same thing I said when it came to the foundation. I definitely want to give props to Rihanna and her team because this line of concealers, they have 50 different shades, okay? So it's gonna be really hard to not find your concealer shade. And same for the foundation. They release some new shades. It's going to be really hard to find something that's not going to complement your skin tone. Okay, so I'm ready to test these concealers. I want to put it to the test to see if I like it. I am going to pin my hair back so that way it's in frame and you guys can like focus right up in here. Okay, so I think I'm going to use shade 385 in this video because I really want to see how it sets on my skin and how it changes once I add the lighter concealers. A lot of times, products typically work really well together when they're from the same brand. So, because I'm going to focus on skin, I'm going to use the Soft Matte Pro Filt'r Instant Touch Primer to go underneath my foundation. I really do like this this primer though. I said that, I don't even know why I squirted this on my hand before realizing that I didn't even put primer on. But I like it because it gives a nice like blurring effect. All right, so I gave the primer time to do its thing. I'm gonna go ahead and add the foundation. Now I'm using, I think this is like a Morphe sponge, y'all. I don't even know. Now, if you're anything like me, when a brand like releases a bunch of different products and they have brushes and sponges and things like that, I don't buy everything from the line. And this go around, I did not want a new brush or a new sponge or anything like that. So I'm just using what I have because let's be honest, we don't be like, oh, let me hurry up and grab the Fenty beauty sponge to use with the Fenty Beauty foundation. Like, come on, man. Like, we don't do that. So, well, at least I don't. But I am just going to use this sponge. I believe it's from Morphe. And I'm just going to dab that. I'm going to take off these earrings. Dab that into the skin. I could very well use number 370 for my like exact shade, but like I told you guys, I am going to, honestly, I don't even like the way this sponge is applying this foundation. Because, you know, I don't even really use sponges like that anymore. I use a buffer foundation brush. I've been using the one from the Jaclyn Hill collection. Ooh, this is looking a little orange. Now that I'm applying. Let's rock with it because I already know by the time I'm done, it's gonna all balance out. I'm gonna go in with shade 360 and it's really gonna make it pop. Now, I've watched a few reviews, and it's like, oh, start off with a little bit, and then work your way. Please, oh, guys, it's going to burn my eye, because I put that, like, directly in my eye. I'm applying this just how I normally apply my makeup whenever it's just me and I'm trying to get snatched for the club. I'm doing exactly what I would normally do. So I'm not about to follow the instructions. I mean, I guess I could, but I want to see how it performs whenever I do it my way. I actually really love the consistency of this concealer. It's not runny. It's very creamy. That's what I like. But it's not like too creamy. It's like the perfect formula. Okay, and it blends out beautifully. So I like that. I like the fact that it's blendable. And I also like the fact that it doesn't like dry super fast. Because, you know, I feel like this one's kind of sitting for a little bit. And it, you know, it's still moving a bit. So the consistency of it helps with actually being able to spread it out and blend it out. And just like having it melt like butter. It's not like clinging to like my dry patches. It's very light and doesn't feel heavy at all. So I'm gonna move on to contouring. I don't need a lot because I use a darker foundation. All right, so this is shade 445, and I'm just using this brush I got from Sephora. It's a shape and highlight brush, number 204. And I like this because I typically highlight and contour with the same brush. So I'm just kind of buffing that in. And I love the fact that it's blending and moving so well. Kind of contouring that nose a bit. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go back in with the shade 360. I'm just going to add a little bit more, because I really want to build, and I'm checking out to see if it's buildable and what kind of coverage it provides once you like build and layer. I'm using the other end of my 204 brush, and I'm just gonna pat that in. I've also read that this concealer will not budge. It's sweat proof, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see what it's gonna do on its own. I really like the overall finish of this. I feel like some areas look pretty matte, and then it's providing that nice glow in other areas. I like not looking so flat and just matte all across, and then having to do like the extra work to kind of add that luminosity back into the skin. I feel like this is like the perfect combination. If I decided to just like wear it without powder or whatever, it would still kind of give me that matte look, but still like kind of has that radiance to it. However, I still feel like myself, I would have to set in certain areas just for like that little extra protection, okay? On top of the concealers and the new foundation color, I picked up some of the instant retouch setting powders. I was like blown away whenever I saw they had the shade banana, because anything banana, your girl's all in, okay? I'm diving head first. So I love anything like that has that banana golden kind of tinge to it. So I picked up 2 of the banana powders. You know, I didn't really know if I was gonna actually like it, but just in case I did like it, and just in case it was sold out, I figured that I would rather have 2 to start off with, and if I didn't like it, then I can always return one. And then I picked up the shade Honey. Honey, I felt like could be an overall shade for adding to my entire face. You know, just like kind of do a veil over it. And I love the packaging. I just felt like this was like, this is so pretty. It looks so expensive. So just so you could see the color difference, banana and honey. I felt like tan was like too dark. I think that was the shade that I almost picked up was tan, I think. It was like the one after honey. Let me read what this is supposed to do. So it is light as air setting powder, and it's going to provide a photo soft finish for everyone. You can apply it with a powder buff setting brush, to set the foundation, the concealer, and the contour. So I'm gonna go in with the banana powder first. And I'm gonna set underneath the eye. Come on, man. You can't be wasting Fenty. You can't be wasting Riri products. Shoot. So I'm gonna use a dry sponge that I used yesterday. Y'all don't judge me. It's dirty because I used it yesterday, okay? I ain't dirty. But no, I'm gonna use a dry sponge because my Morphe one was slightly damp. And I am going to make sure that my under eye is not creasing. And then I'm going to just press that underneath. I'm going to put that along my nose and then my forehead. Now, I'm not going to let it sit and bake for long. I remember I used to like love to bake, but it just makes me look just dried out. It makes me look really like dry and wrinkly, and I just rather not. So I rather just kind of press that in, pat that into the areas where it needs to be, and then just kind of buff it out. So I think for me, instead of me kind of buffing the next shade in, which is the honey, I think I'm just gonna like lightly dust it. Okay, so I'm using a looser foundation brush, and I'm gonna use what's in the cap and just kind of like pat that, knock off the excess, and then just lightly dust that on the outer perimeters. So as you can see, I still kind of have that glow like up in this area, right up in here. It's totally up to you. If you want to use a more compact powder brush, then you can do that. But as you can see, mine's over here is a little bit more flimsy. This is from the Jaclyn Hill brush collection. And then this one over here is from the Morphe brush collection. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, you know, I love Morphe brushes. I can't front, but I promise it's not sponsored, okay? Now, just for like testing sakes, I'm gonna use shade 370 to kind of clean up above the brow. You know, why not? We could make it all look good. Could buff that in. I don't know how I feel about the actual banana powder, because honestly, like I'm still kind of seeing like some creasing, and so I don't know if it's just the powder itself that's making it like look more prominent and drier, but it's not bad. But the concealer, hands down, like I absolutely love it. I have the Matchstick Trio set over here, and this one is the Tan 300 set, and I'm just going to use rum as the highlight. I'm just going to add that to the highest points of the cheeks and kind of blend that out, and then back up over here. Now these matchsticks I don't really like as much. They're very pretty, but the glow is very pretty, but I wish it was like a little bit more like velvety. So I would say I want Rihanna to like change the formula of this, but it's still really pretty, you know? It adds a nice healthy glow to the skin. All right, guys, so now that I've slapped on some lashes, some eyeshadow, and my lipstick, the overall look is complete. I do want to do a flash test, though, to see how the powders actually look when using flash photography. Oh, I feel like it looks really good. I want to try it with the lights off. Let's see. All right, so that's it. I feel like my complexion looks amazing. The overall coverage looks amazing. Like the concealer, the primer, and the foundation, they all go hand in hand and they work really well together. And I love the overall look of my skin, my complexion, the overall finish. Like, I love it all. So I would definitely say, hands down, this is definitely a pick-me-up. You definitely have to go get their Pro Filt'r concealers. I'm going to test out how they work with my other foundations because I typically don't wear the Fenty foundation all the time. My go-to foundation at the time being has been my Milk Makeup. That, y'all, this Blur liquid foundation is everything. So I've been wearing this as of lately. I definitely want to see how this concealer works with this foundation, but I'll probably try it, test it out throughout the week and see how it goes. But that brings me to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Listen, you don't understand how important it is and how much it means when you press that thumbs up button. You know, be sure to share it with your friends. Put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter, Instagram, wherever your sharing platform may be. And also leave me a comment beneath this video letting me know if you've had a chance to try out the Photo Filt'r concealers and your thoughts on it, or if you want to try it and you just haven't had a chance to get around to buying it. So yeah, guys, that's basically it. So until next video, be you, be beautiful, and I'll see you guys later.